One penalty from history. Arsenal blinked, and Paris Saint-Germain are champions of Europe, again. This is how a night in Budapest came down to the very last kick. The Champions League final, Puskás Arena, Budapest, and it took just 6 minutes to explode. Kai Havertz burst through, took one touch, and rifled it home. Arsenal won, PSG 0, 6 minutes in, and the holders had not seen this coming. The Arsenal end erupted. We're actually ahead in a Champions League final. And with that strike, Havertz did something only 2 men had done before him. He became just the 3rd player ever to score for 2 different clubs in a Champions League final, joining Cristiano Ronaldo and Mario Mandzukic, having scored in a final for Chelsea back in 2021. Half-time, Arsenal won, PSG 0, the Premier League champions defending like a wall. On the Arsenal end, nobody dared say it out loud. 45 more minutes, and the wait for Europe is over. Then the game turned. Christian Mosquera brought down Kvaratskhelia inside the box. Penalty. Up stepped Ousmane Dembélé, cool, composed, and he buried it. 1-1. The PSG end roared back to life. I say Paris. Dembélé. But the Arsenal end was furious. How is that not a second yellow on Mosquera? That's a red all day. Minutes later, inches away, Kvaratskhelia turned and shot, and the ball smacked off the post. Paris were growing into it, hearts in mouths at the Arsenal end. Vitinha curled one that grazed the top of the net. Then Bradley Barcola broke clear in stoppage time. But David Raya got there first, and Barcola blazed it into the side netting. Arsenal survived, somehow. Full time, 90 minutes, 1-1, to extra time. Extra time brought fury, and a fine line. Noni Madueke and Nuno Mendes tangled going for a loose ball. Arsenal screamed for a penalty. The referee waved it away. Declan Rice and Mikel Arteta were both booked for their protests. That's the same foul they gave PSG, roared the Arsenal end. Identical, and we get nothing. Then, with around 10 seconds left, Victor Gyökeres nearly snatched the whole thing. But it wouldn't fall, and Budapest was going to penalties. PSG won the coin toss. The spot kicks would be taken in front of their own supporters. Ease dragged Arsenal second wide. The PSG end roared. Then Raya dived and saved from Nuno Mendes. Arsenal had a lifeline. Rice scored. Martinelli scored. 3-3. Lucas Beraldo stepped up and sent Raya the wrong way. PSG led 4-3. It fell to Gabriel. Score, and it's sudden death. He lifted it over the bar. Gabriel has put it over, and Paris Saint-Germain are champions of Europe again. Back to back. The PSG end was delirium. Champions. Twice. 2 in a row. We are kings of Europe. And in the devastation, the Arsenal end found one voice. Don't you dare blame Gabriel. He carried us all season. History for Paris. They retained the crown they won by beating Inter 5-0 a year ago. They are only the 2nd club to win back-to-back Champions League since the competition was rebranded in 1992. Joining Real Madrid, who once won 3 straight, and they are the first French club ever to do it in consecutive seasons. For Arsenal, it was their first European Cup final since 2006, a 2-1 loss to Barcelona in Paris. And they remain the team with the most games in Champions League history without ever lifting the trophy. They had won the Premier League this season. They were chasing a historic double. It slipped away by 1 kick. Afterwards, Mikel Arteta tried to make sense of it. It is very tough to accept, to be so consistent all the way to the final, and then lose the trophy on penalty kicks. It is a difficult one. On that extra time appeal, he was blunt. I watched it back. It can easily be a penalty. On Gabriel taking the 5th, he refused to point a finger. He wanted to take it. We had prepared and trained this moment. And on what comes next. If you are in pain, go through the pain, learn from it, and show the ambition again. Luis Enrique, the winner, kept it humble. You need luck to win on penalties. But I thought we showed great quality in our penalty kicks, as well as from our goalkeeper. The verdict from the press was split between sympathy and cold truth. Journalist Julian Lawrence called it cruel for Arsenal, but said it is inevitable this club wins the Champions League. They are getting closer and closer. Jamie Carragher was harsher. Until Arsenal get over the line in Europe, their domestic achievements carry less weight. But the morning after, the Arsenal fanbase found its pride. We didn't lose a single game in normal time. PSG needed penalties to beat us twice over this rivalry, and we are closer than we have ever been. Premier League winners, Champions League finalists, 1 kick from glory. We'll be back, bigger and stronger. And in Paris, no doubt at all. I say Paris, champions of Europe, again. 1 penalty kick decided it. Paris keep the crown and write themselves into history. Arsenal go home unbeaten in open play across the entire final. And still without the one trophy they crave the most. Paris Saint-Germain, 1-1 Arsenal. PSG win 4-3 on penalties. Budapest, 2026. Was it cruel, or was it deserved? Drop your verdict in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe. See you in the next one.